It all began around the end of my middle school. At the time, I still only drew for myself, never posted online, just kept it for my own enjoyment. A mere hobby that keeps me grounded in this world and its bittersweet reality. Even though I knew I would be inheriting my father's business one day, but that's about it. I was still lost back then, never knowing what I want to be, what comes for me in the future other than fulfilling my parents' wishes. I never thought any of it. Not because I don't care, I do care. So much so that I worried about just being this barely a husk of something more. It's like, there's gotta be something out there for me to look forward to if I still survive this long, right? Something for me to invest on. Something that gives me more reasons to stay. Then one day something caught my eyes. In a YouTube recommended page, an animation video from a channel named NIJISANJI from NIJISANJI ID. For context, at the time was also when the VTuber became to popularize. The many effects from the pandemic era and all, many video clips and live streams from many different channels also tend to pop up in my timeline page because of it. It was booming. A new trend in the entertainment world caused by the isolations of the still spreading disease. At first I didn't give it too much thought. Better an eye on it, but never really checked it out myself because it doesn't interest me all that much really. But I guess I was just that bored at the time. With no update from the manga I read and the anime series I watched, having artbooks also very much didn't help. I click on it.
Jadi saya baru bangun tadi kan makan kan.
Oh,
Habis itu nggak tahu kenapa kok makannya sama kayak Cia gitu, telur dadar ya, endok dadar tadi kan ya.
Ecia, Ecia.
Heeh. Terus tapi saya mimpi Riksa tuh apa ya, sebelum saya bangun tuh saya mimpi Riksa suaranya aneh gitu.
Suaranya aneh.
Kayak
Aneh.
kayak awik wok gitu, nggak tahu.
Oh iya ya, yang kayak gitu.
Oh,
Atau
oh tidak.
Mana sih?
Iya yang kayak gitu.
Oh, yang kayak gitu. Oh.
Iya. Kok bisa ya?
Nggak tahu sih.
Gua juga bingung kenapa gua bisa jadi begini.
Perhatian semuanya, perhatian. Riksa Direndra telah melakukan kejahatan internasional. Perlu diketahui bahwa Riksa Direndra telah melakukan kejahatan serupa. Hati-hati kepada seluruh masyarakat untuk tetap menjaga jendela kalian agar tidak dimasuki oleh Riksa Direndra. Bentar, itu apa? Itu Cia. Cia tuh ngomong? Cia.
From there, my descent into the rabbit hole called NIJISANJI ID starts. I got more invested in them. From one clip to another, then the whole live streams, subscribing to each member channels, following their social media accounts and keeping tabs on any updates from them, which at the time, honestly, something I would never imagine myself to do for almost anything else. It was also the time I began to find my passion in drawing again after that. First, just a sketch, testing the water. Then suddenly it turns into a self-indulgent project, a whole character design, splash art, imaginary scenes of the story and more. It was something I tend to do when I get invested in something, and it still is, honestly, until now. Then my mom bought me my first tablet, the ones that I'm still currently using to make art for this video. As I tried to get used to it, coincidentally, there was also a subscriber count milestone celebration of one of my favorite NIJISANJI ID members. And yes, as you may guess, it's Amicia Micella. So being the newly ambitious fan at the time, I made her a present. A fan art to be exact, which also became my very first art that I ever shared on the internet. It was definitely not the best, barely able to use my tablet properly. It came out very much like what would you expect of a post-middle schooler still learning how to draw on a glass screen with a pen that's barely the size of an actual pen. I never expect anything really as I posted, even after minutes of scrutinizing any type of the caption and the hashtags for the special occasion. All I want to do is to show my support of my favorite member by giving her a fan art as a gift, to celebrate a milestone. That's all. Then the next day I got a notification. It was from Twitter, and there's a profile picture of Amicia's account. Curious that might just be another update, I click on it. I can't exactly explain the feeling in detail, but it's like something within me finally, I don't know, blooms? Butterflies fluttering my stomach and whatever, but I remember literally feeling like I'm about to combust from this alone. Because for once in my whole goddamn entire life, that time I finally feel recognized, to finally be seen, to be noticed, and moreover by none other than my favorite streamer. It was bliss. From that moment alone, it became my fuel to pursue art digitally and to finally get out of my comfort zone, which is by starting to post my art online. As NIJISANJI ID grows, I also grew with them. From posting to just a random sketch, then comic strips, doodles of their live streams moment to a full-blown illustration. And not only do I get noticed by my favorite member alone, the others also start to notice my works. Finally, I began settling in the community. I joined many fashion-driven projects hosted by multiple different member fan groups there. I had a lot of fun in the process, and also became my first experience to work together in a group with a large number of people. It was also the first time where I felt I could be a part of something, to have a place where I could feel like I belonged there. A tight-knit group of people with similar interests and passion despite the small size. I even managed to gain a friend there. I began to imagine what it'd be like if we got big. When NIJISANJI ID got recognized by more people and grew bigger, more successful. It definitely would take a long while, but they managed to secure a couple of good collabs, consistent various events and contents. Maybe one day we as fans can also do more myriad projects for them and gain more traction from there also. Surely they will blow up one day, such as a couple of years for them since their debuts. There's still plenty more time for them to grow, right? Unfortunately, it only lasts 3 years in total. Them as a NIJISANJI ID, before they were merged into one with the main branch, NIJISANJI from Japan. And that's when the cracks started to show up. One day, NIJISANJI ID Twitter accounts announced that one of their talents will be graduating, or in more familiar terms, leaving the agency. Her name is Mio Otavia. Hearing the news, of course, I was devastated. Not to mention that she is also one of the members that I frequently watch. It was a huge blow for everyone. Well, as huge as a small community can get, but the pain is just the same. At the very least, based on the announcement, she left not because of the agency choice, but herself. It was a peaceful retreat, no drama, no scandal, nothing. Mio Otavia leaves out of her own accord, and while everyone definitely started to second guess that it might be tired from the branch merger thing, it's not like they can do anything about it. Fast forward to her graduation day, or the last stream before she left for good. It was nice, in a sad way. The other members came to her stream to bid their goodbyes. Some stayed until the end, even making a bit out of the whole stream to make it less gloomy and still enjoyable for the fans to watch. I gave her a departing gift, another fan art, and a simple message that conveyed all my feelings. Mainly credited to all the time she spent in the agency making contents and streaming to entertain us fans. Admittedly, I cried a little when the stream's about to reach its end, as I grew attached to the members ever since then. But again, since her departure is because of her own choice, all I could do was just to support her and wish her good luck, wherever she may end up becoming later. Besides, there's still other members for me to enjoy and support. It may feel different, but losing one will not be that bad for them. You can still make new memories to make up for the loss, right? Oh, how wrong am I from thinking that alone? Because it didn't stop there. More followed later on, like a dam finally broke. A hole in a sinking ship and no one's there bothered to fix it. Like they've been holding back, and now that there's someone who dares to open the gate, everyone's taking their chances. It's the downfall of NIJISANJI ID, and no one can stop it from spiraling down further. But the one that hits me the most is that amongst all the members that live in the agency, Amicia is one of them. The one and only Amicia, my most favorite member, my reason why I found joy in drawing again, my reason I started my artist journey, my reason to get out of my comfort zone. She was my reason I decided to stay longer, to enjoy life more than just being a lifeless husk. She's my everything. And here I am, only able to watch it start slipping away. This is my departing gift for her. I think the short comic is able to explain most of my emotions at a time better than me explaining it with words, despite the lack of dialogue in it. I remember I cried like a baby in the middle of making this gift while also tuning in the graduation stream. At the time I also joined a federal project hosted by a fan group, which made also my last online community project until now. I know some people might think that I'm just overreacting, especially those outside of the VTuber community, because here, graduating, especially the ones that's under an agency, can still possibly rank on it or come back, but as other kinds of content creators with different persona or avatar. But I guess since there's still a possibility, who would have known if she will or even ever come back? Definitely not me or anyone for the matter. And that fact almost scared me more than anything else. Guess now I understand why some people don't like getting too attached to something or someone. Because when the time finally comes for them to say goodbye, if even given the chance, really, and whether they're ready or not, they have to let them go. Attachment is a double-edged sword. It's what made every moment so precious, yet also what made every goodbye hurt so deeply. I never meant to get disattached. Never thought something so distant could feel so close, so real. But maybe that's the point. I don't just find content creators, I find comfort, familiarity, and a quiet kind of companionship during some of the hardest times in my life. I laughed with them, cried with them, stayed up late for their streams, and poured my soul into every drawing like I was offering a piece of myself in return for the joy they gave me. It started with inspiration, sure, but it was attachment that made everything feel alive. That took this silly hobby and turned it into something personal, something with a future. It was attachment that made my hand shake when I posted my first fan art, that made my heart skip when I saw their name in my notifications, that made me cry during graduation streams like I was losing someone who knew me. Even if they didn't know I exist, it didn't matter, because they still mattered to me. And now all I'm left with are memories. Beautiful ones, yes, painful too. But I won't trade them for anything, because even if I'm grieving now, that grief only proves I've truly lived something worth remembering. They gave me purpose when I didn't know where I was headed. They gave me connections when I felt invisible. They gave me reason to keep going. So if this is the end of that chapter, then let me say this one last time, with everything I have left in me of making this video. Thank you. This poster is more than just a farewell. It's a quiet monument to memory. Rendered in a soft watercolor, the hazy edges and faded tones represent how memories, no matter how vivid they once were, gently blur with time, but they never truly disappear. At the center sits a sepia-tone album brown, the color nostalgia, symbolizing memory itself. Trimmed with gold, it reflects the golden era of my life, the moments that define me, the laughter and tears that shape who I am now. Along with a blurred picture of the NIJISANJI ID members, it rests inside a cardboard box, like something carefully packed away, not discarded, but carried forward. A symbol of moving on, not forgetting. Just like when you move to a new place, and you gently tuck away the things you treasure most. If you look closely, you'll see fine traces of color lingering at the edges. Those aren't random. Each one represents a member of NIJISANJI ID, their colors bleeding softly into the frames like echoes of voices that once filled my world. It's subtle, but it's there. Because even if they're gone from the stage, they always remain in the background of my art.